Hello and welcome back to another unboxing. Today we're going to unbox the Marineland C360 canister filter. So let's check it out. So let's jump right into it. This is a huge box. But let's open it up. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
Alright. So the filter has a priming button. As you can see, this is a pretty large filter. And it's got 4 latches. That you use to clamp it down with. Let's go ahead and take the lid off. Your impeller is housed right in here. And then it has baskets for your media. There's a lid. And this particular filter does come with media already in it, which is nice. And I actually went with this product because although I'm not very pleased with the Marineland hang-on back filters, I know a lot of people do like Marineland, and I wanted to give them a chance. And this filter seems to be pretty solid, and especially at the price point that you can get this filter, it's extremely competitive. It's cheaper than the Fluval products, plus it has more area inside the filter for media. And it's a little more expensive than, say, like your Sun canister filters. But the Sun, although maybe even a little bigger and has a higher gallons per hour flow, doesn't come with media, and people tend to say that the plastic's kind of cheap. Some people have problems with noise, so I decided to just go with this Marineland and check it out. So if I can figure the trays out here. 2 are stuck together. So the first tray has a polishing pad on top. And it comes with Marineland's bio rings, which is nice. The second tray comes with more biological media, and then this time in the form of these bio balls. I've never used these before, and I don't think I'm going to use them in this canister, but I have a sump that I might just throw these in just because. I might put something different in here. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out when I set it up. So that's tray number 2. Tray number 3 and 4. Number 3 has 3 carbon packs in it. I will use some carbon in this filter probably, but I won't be using all 3 of these carbon packs just in this tray. I'll be using some biological media most likely in combination with some carbon, and I won't put the trays in the order that they're in this canister because I think they're a little inaccurate in order. The bottom tray has two of these small coarse sponges in it, and I might take one of these out and swap it for something a little thinner. Plus I would like, if I want to use a polishing pad, I would want to use it down here after the coarse or medium sponge, depending on how that goes. So that's what you get inside the filter. It's pretty sturdy plastic. Like I said, it's pretty big. I think it's almost about 18 inches tall. So this thing has a ton of space inside of it, and I'm excited to get it set up. Let's check out what we get in the box here. I almost forgot about that. In this box we get the hosing. There's some instructions, an additional polishing pad, 3 additional bags of carbon, so you get a ton of carbon with this filter. The clamp assembly that goes on top for your tubing to connect to, your intake, some extra gaskets, and then all your intake assembly, intake and output assembly right here. So yeah, so stay tuned and we'll get this mess set up. Alright, so the Marineland C360 is in and running on this tank now. And I must say I do like this filter. Now, the camera probably doesn't do it justice, but it's giant. This is one big filter, so do keep that in mind. It's bigger than some of its competitors in its class, like the Fluval 107 Up series. The 407 would be comparable to this filter. So this one's quite a bit bigger, but on that note, it has a ton more space for media than the Fluval 407 does. And I mean quite a bit more, which is ironic because their flow rates are almost exactly the same. I think the Fluval 407 has like 3 more gallons per hour or something. But this one has a ton more space for media, in my opinion. And it's not just an opinion, it's just by sheer volume, by how much it can hold. It's a bigger filter. But the 407 is rated for a bigger tank, up to like 125 gallons if I'm not mistaken, and this one's up to 100 gallons. So I would venture to guess that this filter would filter more, or could filter a bigger tank than 100 gallons, depending on how it's set up. So like I said, I like this filter a lot. It's one of the first Marineland filters I've had that I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep. A few gripes, well, before I gripe the one gripe, it is easy to set up the inlet, which is over here on this side, and the outlet, you can't really see it because it's black. It's up on the other side. Those are easy to install, but it is kind of hard to purge all the air out of it. And actually, when it's running right now, if you can hear, it's making a little click. Click, 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 and then there'll be some bubbles. It's still purging a little bit of air out of it after running like 24 hours. I've shook it around a little bit, and that's helped. And I'm pretty certain that'll just go away over time. Another few things. In the back there's a red button. That's your prime button. It's a little bit hard to work that prime button. But all in all, you know, it's a pretty good filter for its price, and it does what I want it to do. And I didn't want any of the extra things, like on the Sun 704B, I think it was, which was another option I was considering. It has a UV sterilizer. I don't really want that. To me, call me old school, but I like my filters kind of like I like my car. A few less things to break, and a few less things that I have to worry about. And I don't want to buy a replacement bulb. I just don't want all that jazz. I just want a simple filter that you put stuff in, it cleans the water, and when it needs cleaned, you take the lid off and you clean it. That's all I want. That's what you get with this filter. It's big, it's spacious, it's powerful, and it doesn't look too bad. So there you go, the Marineland. And of course I'll do some updates in the future. This tank has a tiny little Oscar at the moment, but when that guy's bigger, this filter is going to have its work cut out for it. So I'll update that in the future. All right, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.